Hi everybody, welcome back to It's Just Anxiety with Stacy. It is Friday, April 11th. I had a doctor's appointment at 8:20 this morning, so usually I try to put a video up as soon as I wake up, because I usually wake up and I'm like, what's wrong with the world and why am I anxious? Because that's just how I wake up. So I usually hop online and put up a post, but today I had a doctor's appointment at 8:20. Nothing's wrong with me. I'm perfectly fine. It was just a check for my medications. And so I took care of that. My doctor was right on time. Boom, boom. It was a Zoom appointment, so I didn't have to leave the house. So I was just now popping on to say good morning like I try to do every day. And, for those of you that work 9 to 5, today is the last day of your work week and you're going into the weekend. For those of us that have less, I used to work Wednesday to Sunday, so this used to be my hump day, But I just wanted to say have a blessed day to everyone. I got some good news that isn't really important enough for me to share, but it just lowered some stress on my end. Like when I talked to my doctor, she just settled some stuff. I was worried about my insurance rejecting one of my prescriptions. So she assured me that the nurses have that taken care of. So like I said, that's all taken care of. I'm happy about that. So later today, my daughter needs my husband and I, along with my mom, to go to, she went to school for phlebotomy to get both state certified and then her national certification. She needs to do X amount of blood draws. I have no veins. I mean, none. They have to use an ultrasound when I'm having surgery. I've blown IV lines on the operating table. I woke up on the operating table multiple times. Never really felt pain except for my first surgery because I wake up so fast. They were still suturing me and they'd pulled the vent so they couldn't put me back under. And they should have given me Versed, but live and learn. But I remember the lady petting my face and she's like, "It's okay, honey. It's okay. We have morphine coming." And I'm like, I can feel you sewing my stomach up. Like, this is not okay. I have an incision from my sternum to my belly button from the initial surgery, and I felt them. So, but any other time I've woken up, like I said, that was because they took me off the anesthesia to wake me up. So ever since then, I've had 7 surgeries. I'm like, I wake up the second you unhook it. And you can, and more in the nurses in recovery because I'll be talking, like I'll be up and, usually my mouth is dry because I've been intubated. So it's like water. And they're like, you can have ice chips. You can't have water. You're 20 minutes out of surgery. I'm like, my mouth's dry. My throat hurts, so. But it freaks them out. My son, no, he had to have minor surgery, nothing big. I took him, I think he was 18 or 19. He came out and was sitting up talking to the guy about hockey. It's just, I metabolize it quickly, I guess, and he's the same way. My little Irish baby looks like a little leprechaun. Well, he's tall, but he's got the little fuzzy reddish beard and strawberry blonde hair and blue eyes with like a hazel ring. He's very cute, but as a baby he had bright blue eyes and he was all bald with just this little like streak of red hair in the back. It was super cute. And then it all fell out. And then I remember when he started growing hair, because when you nuzzle the top of his head, you'd start to get hair. And, he was Mr. Clean Bald for a while. He was a super, all my kids are, cute. Every mother should say that about their children and mean it. And for me, I can see myself in my children, and I think my children are beautiful, so it made me feel better about myself. So, when you find beauty in your children, sometimes you find it in yourself too. And it's like, then when they're acting up, it's like, yep, that's your son. Yep, that's your daughter. Yep, that one's comes by it from both sides of the family, quite honestly. So we like, to pick and poke, but that's the advantage of having had a partner for almost 30 years. You know, I grew up with my husband. You know, we've been together since he was his 23rd birthday and I was 17. So, you know, I grew up with him, and I literally grew up with his sister. So he knew me in high school. He knew me in college. I don't have a secret in the world from that man. None. He'll always ask me, is there anything that you've never told me? No, there's not, because I trust him to keep my secrets that, you know, just usually stuff you're just not proud of. But to be able to have that kind of relationship with someone is invaluable. Life is hard. Life is very hard. So take the joy you can out of it, you know, take the happy memories that you have. Because I got plenty of memories of arguing with my husband and the kids crying and, you know, I hate you both. I want to live with grandma. Because the house was a lot calmer. And like I said, I have lived and learned, and you could not pay me any amount of money to go live any age for any amount of time below 44, even knowing what I know now, because it was so hard. It was so hard. And I certainly did not help myself. I'm more than willing to take my fair share of the blame. I did not help myself in that at all. I was extremely jealous and very overreactive and very protective of what I consider mine. Mess with my children at your peril. You know, I'm that kind of mom. I'm a mama bear. You know, I will growl, or if you come near my children, you know, that lip comes up just like a dog would, just like any, you know, thing that, you know, birthday child, most animals will kill to protect their children if absolutely necessary. I mean, I've seen, you know, females of certain species band together to go take down a male that was trying to attack one of the babies in the pack or herd or whatever, you know, depending on the species we're talking about. But, you know, like I said, and I put it in another video, my children taught me how to forgive. They taught me what unconditional love was. And letting them teach me that was the best gift I gave to myself. It's a great gift I gave them, but it was a gift that I gave myself, and I let them give it to me. Forgiving people is hard. Forgiving yourself is even harder most of the time. But what you find out as a parent, and you find this out as a pet owner too, is that your children, at the end of the day, want your love, they want your attention, and they want your affection. So does your pet. And if you give it to them, you'll have a nice, happy, warm relationship. If they have to seek it out in a negative way, you're going to have a battle. So I'm very grateful. I worked with a lot of people that were not close with their parents, and they've always remarked to me, I'm so surprised at how close you are with all of your kids, not just your daughter, not just your oldest son, not just the baby, but like you are truly close with all of your kids. I was like, yeah. Because I listen when they talk and I keep my mouth shut. I don't repeat their secrets. They're not mine to tell. I think that is where a lot of parents go wrong, because it's hard to keep a secret. You know, it's just like when you know something that you're not sure someone else knows. And that there's that part of human nature where it's like, I know something you don't know. Did you know that? Blah, 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 blah. I've never done that. And that is hard. Because if I were to say the only secrets I have from my husband, they're not mine. They're things the kids have told me that I can't repeat because they're not my secrets to repeat. So if that confused anyone when I said I don't keep secrets from my husband, and then said, well, the kids told me things I wouldn't necessarily repeat to him, it's because that they need to tell him if they want him to know. Not me. That's inappropriate. That's boundary crossing to me. You know, I don't think you should do that to people, but that's me. And I'm out here giving my opinion, and if you're free to disagree. It is a free country here in the United States. You know, I just ask if you disagree, you do it politely. But I do gotta go. I gotta go shower and go make myself look somewhat decent so I can not embarrass my daughter when she goes and tries dig out a vein from my arm. That is never going to happen. But she at least has to poke me and try it. So she has that check off of another person. She needs X amount of successful draws, but X amount of attempted draws total. So, I mean, my husband's got great veins. He's got huge tunnels for veins. I mean, she can get his without a problem, I'm sure. I would hope. She can get my mother, and my mother's veins are pretty good. They're not as good as my husband's, but they're way better than mine. So I'm going to go prepare for that because my oldest son has great veins. And he freaked out just when she put the tourniquet on. He started screaming. He's like, no, no. She's like, if you don't let me take that off you, your arm's going to fall off, dude. So anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful Friday afternoon. If you're in the United States, it's sort of like morning going into afternoon. Hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the comment section or in another video. And please remember to subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please hit the like button. I really need help with the algorithm. And share the content out if you enjoy it. And like I said, leave me a comment about your opinion on things or give me topics to discuss. I've done a couple videos from friends that gave me ideas. So I'm always open to suggestions. So anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. And I will see you later. Take care.